know say the champion, and Spagga Benz represent for the reggae boys, and know say a big event. In a national stadium, some boy, a little team over there, so them better lay down and play them. I saw it going, we a step out with a big star there, man like Demari Gray, large up yourself. You don't know the things there, see it? We them up on a long chat. You don't know, say I slap up them nets like that, you know. Bobby Reid, Bosa, man like Damian Lowe, Leon Bailey, the star, them for know. Where is them, you know? Them better know. We tell them it's a them bad team over there, so I'm a bad team over here. So reggae boys stay over here, so we not afraid of no one. And anything for happen, I go happen. And if it happen, them fi know say reggae boys, we are the champion. And bad team over there, so them on a bad team over here. So reggae boys stay over here, so ever ready for the world. Fight you over buckle, any obstacle we tackle. When make we feel check, no reggae boy we score first car. We are not troublemaker, but we are gonna be the fire setter. Any hour that our team prefer. Boy full of words like them on newspaper.
Yeah, man, people, a wonderful Sunday. Yeah, the Premier League has come to an end. A lot of people finding it difficulty stomaching the City team winning the 4th Premier League title in a row. Yeah, one man win 6. I didn't reach 25 yet. You get me, I said, but yeah, Daniel, man, welcome back to another show. You get me, I said, Nick and Dan podcast out here again. You know, what going?
There, you know, seeing the Arsenal fans wiping them tears off of them face, you know, but as you said, we are sick of City winning, but what more funnier than as a London Chelsea fan seeing Arsenal fans crying on this day, but you know, end of the league, end of the season, you know, so you know, City, one of the best team of our generation in the Premier League, so you have to give it to them.
I'm one of the best, man, one of the best manager in around right now. You know, no one can doubt that. You know, but you surprised 4 in a row?
No, I think I'm not surprised Pep and Command change the game especially in the league. They've done it in Barcelona. You have done it in changed German football as well. And then he come to the Premier League and he just dominate. You know, teams push him, club push him. I can give Arteta a little credit. He pushed him 2 seasons now, you know, but unfortunate. That City team is stuck. They are financial backing, everything. So I am not surprised they win it again. They were my favorite to win the league this season. Yeah. And they won it.
Look, Arsenal, you know, 2 seasons now finished run out behind Manchester City. In the last season, it was 84, 89. It was that, 89, 84, and now, you know, 89, 91, just a few points. You know, this team is getting closer. Look, Mikel Arteta, it's getting closer. It's him to continue doing the groundwork with this team. You know, you don't just build a winning team for the next decade over 2-3 seasons. You know, a lot of people are calling for his head a couple of seasons back, you know, especially when he's not playing European football. You know, he qualified the team again for Champions League football for so many years. You know, bringing them to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, something that they haven't done in a while since the Wenger era. You know, so step by step, you know, the team is getting better, but I think the owners need to go out more and give him a lot of backing, you know, and Edu and Arteta, they need to recruit better. You know, their recruiting is getting better, but to get to the level of where this team is at Manchester City, they on top of everything, you know, facility, you know, young players in their academies, you know, the best backroom staff, you understand, the facilities around Etihad and all of that, you know, they're improving and the league is catching up. You know, the league have to play to catch up because United at one point, when the current built in the early 2000s, it was that stepping stone of everyone want to follow to have that training facility. Now, City have that. You get what I say? So they on the right path, man. You know, if I was a gunner, I wouldn't be really disappointed. I'll just look on the right thing and look. This team is getting better. Yeah, this team is getting better. So it's up to them to continue the progress under this coach Mikel Arteta, and they will get things done. But how would you look at a player either like Phil Foden, who is what 23, 6th Premier League title? That's crazy. They won I think they won around since they first won in 2011 and 12 for such a long time. Yeah, they won around 8 Premier League titles in the last 10, 12 years. That's ridiculous. But what you think, man, these clubs have to do to get Manchester City out of this way, even though Pep Guardiola contract is coming to an end next summer? We don't know what's going to happen. But, what you think should be the next steps, for the top 4 teams in England to try to take away their crown down?
Pray say Pep leave. But they just Arsenal, but like even though I'm a biggest hater of Arsenal, as I said, I'm a Chelsea fan, so rival London clubs than Arteta, keep doing what he's doing. The owner, Arsenal owner, and Edu, all the people on board back him. Any player he wants, go and get that player. You get what I'm saying? They're close.
Yeah, they're close.
They just need that cutting edge to get them over the line. You see what I'm saying? So I think Arteta is the right man for Arsenal to bring them to get that title. It's just that the board have to continue to back him and give him the support. I think they're missing that final 2-piece, a striker, and they need another backup elite winger behind Saka. You see what I'm saying? Because when Saka is out,
maybe they could do with someone in the middle of the pitch to play
even another extra goal scorer. Yeah,
they need someone from the middle of the pitch that would give them a lot more goals than what Odegaard is doing.
Yes. You see what I'm saying? They should give him all the resorts because they're close. You see what I'm saying? I expect them to come back next season and be up there. You get what I'm saying? Or else City gonna win another league again. Do I expect any other team? Maybe Chelsea. Chelsea still can. They have a good squad, but Pochettino is the man to bring them forward. Liverpool next season gonna be in a transitional season because Klopp left, and you just don't expect the coach to come in gonna able to do the same. Yeah, hit the ground running. So Liverpool gonna go through a little traditional. Maybe Salah leave, maybe Van Dijk leave. So they're gonna go through a little, process next season.
So next season against Arsenal and City should be the title runnings.
Title runnings again. Maybe what's United? We don't know what's gonna happen to United because United gonna need a lot of change and rebuild as well. Chelsea, you go see maybe the third best team. Aston Villa, they're gonna have to need to invest.
If they recruit properly, they can be up there again. If they recruit properly.
Oh,
Aston Villa.
Yes, but over the past 3-7 weeks, they have shown that teams have found them out a little bit. To me,
that's what I'm saying. They need to recruit more so they can bring a lot more flexibility in their team. A lot of times when they have defenders out, they have midfielders out, wingers out, it's like their team is a little bit stagnant. Sometimes it kind of it's kind of have the Unai Emery being thinking like, what should I do? But that's why sometimes they kind of look a little bit predictable. But I think though, if they recruit with probably 3 or 4 solid players that can improve this, they don't want squad players. They need players that will improve the starting 11.
That's gonna push the first teamers. Yeah.
That's gonna push. Do you understand? Because many times, a lot of Leon Bailey, sometimes you rest him a few, a game or a game and a half. You see that the team is kind of unbalanced on that right hand side. Diaby, next season, he have to show a lot more consistent, in his gameplay. And they need someone on that left hand side that going to produce. You just can't depend on, on Ramsey, Buendia will back you. He will probably be like a new signing.
Yeah.
You know, Zaniola, he have to pick up his farm. You know, these players have to perform.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't do that this season. It's just a handful of players that really perform really well this season for Aston Villa. You know, like Ole Watkins, you know, Leon Bailey. Those two players have put in a lot of work on what Aston Villa done this season. And then you have players like, you know, Douglas Luiz in the midfield that continues to score penalties, you know, constantly dominating the midfield, setting the pace for the Villains. You know, and then you have John McGinn that going to do workman shift in the midfield. You know, so he's going to have to get 3 or 4 more players that's going to improve the starting 11, not the squad, the starting 11. You know, I think they might probably need someone to back up Matty Cash. He's a very good right back, very good right back when he's fully fit. But again, in the Champions League, look at what happened to Newcastle playing midweek. You know, weekend, midweek, it's not easy. End up in a zone in Paris Saint-Germain.
Champions League is totally different from Conference League that what they were in.
Yeah, you know, because look, end up in a zone with Paris Saint-Germain, PSG, and Dortmund and AC Milan. It's like you're playing four finals at home and sending it back in the Champions League. You know, you have to win those games, and it took a lot out of Newcastle. And you could see that they were drained when it comes on to November, December. It's like they couldn't find the extra energy to move forward. You know, so things like those, you know, they can do better in the recruitment, and things will looking much better for the Villains.
They just run out a little steam at the end, you know, just run out a little steam.
Yeah. But you know, again, that should give Unai Emery a lot more experience in terms of managing the squad. You know, knowing that, look, my squad is not having the depth of quality that, you know, the rest of the teams are the top 3 teams in front of him. You know, how am I going to manage these sets of players? You know, how am I going to pace the Premier League? Because you don't just want to run out everything in between August and September, and December. You know, what's going to happen when it comes on to the final stretch? And this is why Manchester City team is always like this. I think this is back-to-back season where they went on to the final stretch of the Premier League fixtures without losing a game. And it's just unfortunately, you know, they drew against Arsenal, they drew against Liverpool. I think that's it. I don't know if they dropped any more points, but Arsenal, they just lost 1 game. I think that was against Aston Villa. They lost that game. Yeah. You know, so they are a team that, you know, show that they can be a lot dominant, but you just have this team that Manchester City is just way above everyone. You know, I just couldn't believe even.
And City have not been 100% this season.
And they're not being 100%. You know, they're showing their class in the last couple of games. But one thing with City, when City is dominant, you're just not getting any sniff around there in their box. And every time when a team play, you know, they're going to get 2 or 3 opportunities to score. And that's why, you know, they'll be leaking goals. But different from that, everything is perfect, you know, at Etihad. You know, kudos for the Manchester City fans. You know, they're having their best time of their life, you know. But biggest surprise in the top half of the table for you?
Biggest surprise, I would say Aston Villa making it to the top 4 for me. I never, even though I did predict them to be up there challenge for the top 4, but I never think they would have enough squad depth to make it. Yeah. You know, but Unai Emery did a really wonderful job. I think you have really past expectation for me, and you know, not really too much difference. I know Brighton would have struggled. They finished 11th. Basically the table always stand out. Maybe Chelsea. I think I did have Chelsea to make it to the top 4. You know, at least come 4th this season, but they They where the season went, they have struggled, but in the last they have come back. I did predict that Newcastle was going to struggle as well, because of Europe and their squad. I don't think Newcastle have the squad as well. They finished 7th, and West Ham United. I think United was I would say United is a big surprise. After
Yeah.
been in Holland. Mason Mount never really get going, injured almost the whole season. Rashford have fall off a cliff comparing to what he did last season. Casemiro was United best player last season, fall off a cliff, So I think United and Chelsea have been would be my big surprise of where they finish this season, especially United.
Yeah. I will agree with you. Aston Villa, that's one of the biggest surprise for me in terms of the striker Oli Watkins, what he have done. I never knew that he have really such quality, of scoring so many goals in the Premier League, and the coach have brought the best out of him. And again, Arsenal have surprised me again, showing that they're improving, just by staying in that title race from the season start until the end. And I still think, they still seems like they have a lot more energy in them, so he have done a really good job with squad managing the time the players have spent on the pitch. Just moving forward, as Mikel Arteta, probably, he's going to need someone that can take a lot more minutes away from Bukayo Saka and, give him that extra rest when he need it, but he's a young man, he's fit, you want to play every game, but you have to understand the level of competition he's going to come up against on the teams that, is going to need extra energy. And then I will say Crystal Palace, what they have done since this new coach came in, their last 7 games unbeaten, they scored 21 goals. That's crazy. Mateta double digits of goals.
Today.
Mateta double digit goals of the new year. That's just unbelievable. And United finish 8 is just sadness. It's just chaos happening.
The worst finish in the league since what? That's the worst finish for United ever? Finishing 8?
I don't know how much years, but I know if they don't win the FA Cup against City, it's the first time since 1989-1990 season. I think Sir Alex Ferguson's 3rd season at the club, European trophy and competition. But, look, showing that, again, something that we're going to get to, when you look at a team. When you look at a team like United coming up through the early 90s when Premier League era just started around 91, 92 until 2013, you see that a club is up on the rise with a manager, Sir Alex Ferguson, who is a mastermind of setting up the whole backroom staff, a philosophy, a structure of a team that's bringing through the best young players and getting the best players in the UK. Again, things that's being talking about, structure and philosophy, it's very important. If you don't have that as a base for your team, bro, more likely at some given point, your team going to collapse. And that's what's happening. You can't just rely on spending money. Money is not everything. Money can't buy a life. So it's not everything. So money just can't buy a success. Look at Pep Guardiola. He have spent a lot of money, but guess what? He have a whole structure and how he want those players to come in, and he have a chemistry for each players and a rhythm to play in his system. Chelsea spent a lot of money. What they produced this season without any system, so you have to have a very good administration staff from someone that's from the top to the coaching. You get what I'm saying? Someone that can show the leadership, show the club, so everything can be okay. So when you have a player like Ronaldo come out and say, yo, the canteen, the training facility, the gym is just the same as how he left it. Things like that, it's not upgrading. Meanwhile, you have other teams are upgrading. They're improving and they're training training facilities. They're improving their staffs daily. I saw Chelsea went for Brentford set piece coach.
Yeah.
You get what I say? So you need to improve at every level. Every
The
level.
game,
Look,
the game have move on this. You have set piece coach,
exactly.
you have throwing coach, so many different things to the game.
Of course. And example, look at your phone. Your phone have a time when it need to upgrade because guess what? The system of Android and Apple, it need to improve. So in order for that to improve, your apps need to upgrade. So you know, if you're not upgrading to the system of where football is going, you're going to get left behind. It's just like, I'm sorry, you know, Mata, Ozil, James Rodriguez, I saw he even said, look, it's just crazy. I know kids want to play as a creative midfielder, but that position is just not there. You have to evolve with time.
You have to all of those and all the number 10 these days, they work hard. They wanna Odegaard, Kevin De Bruyne, you can even put Foden in there, Cole Palmer now, like all the number 10. Even McGee no play for Aston Villa. He's a number 10. He's the most creative player. You know, all the number 10 these days, they work very hard. You know, the game has evolved. The game has
moved him from an 8 or a 6 to number 10.
Yeah, you have to work very hard. But yeah, I just want to say this. You know, I want to shout out Thiago Silva. I think he is a Chelsea legend. Today have been his last game. He's leaving the club. You know, he have been coming in. He have been very, very, very brilliant and consistent performing on the field. Even when Chelsea at their worst and their lowest, he give his heart, his 100% every time on the field. You know, I just want to give him shout out and wish him the best. I know he's going back to Brazil and stuff like that. So I just want to give him a shout out to the legend Thiago Silva.
Yeah, and you know, we have to big up, you know, Khadija Bonisha, you know, of winning the Barclays WSL Player of the Year, you know.
Yeah, I almost got it, but Chelsea was too good, man.
I think they dropped points against Bristol. You know, you could see that whenever she's not in a team, when she was missing for the last couple of games, City have struggled over to get things over the line. You know, a couple of games now they have struggled to win. You get what I say? So that shows that this team is very important to what Khadija Bonisha bring to this team. You know, so Champions League football, that's one of the most important things. I think that was one of their top targets, you know, to qualify in the Champions League and then push Chelsea to a deep title run. But next season, I think their chance should be ahead of Chelsea because, you know, Emma Hayes is leaving. This is their last season. So City, women team, they're going to push for that Premier League title next season. You know, just speed recovery, you know, to Khadija Bonisha, and I keep on telling you, at this given moment, she is the best number 9, and you could say the best complete number 9 in the world at this moment. You know, it's just that she's not playing in those European competition where she can play it against, you know, the Wolfsburg, the Bayern Munich, you know, the Paris Saint-Germain, the Lyon. She has proven it in France already that, look, I am a very good striker. She won so many accolades in French league for the women, you know. So she is currently the big number 9 in the world at this moment. Anybody want to bring any name, you could bring the Barcelona striker. Khadija Bonisha is the best number 9 in the world. She's the best complete number 9. Look at how she can produce, create players, creating moments for her teammates. She do everything, left, right, the head, the chest, anything you want, she can do it. You know, and I'm so happy that she is a reggae girl international. I'm so happy. You know, she's from Jamaica. Actually, a local talent that nurture in Jamaica. Yeah. And just furnish her skills in college football in the US, and then she just went over to France and just polished over everything. And look, all of that hard work that she have done in the past have been paying off right now. So, you know, I just want to, you know, send out, you know, my greetings, my congratulations to Khadija Bonisha, everything that she have achieved. You know, she have also even won CONCACAF Women Player of the Year. You know, this talent is not a joke. She's not a joke talent, brother. You know, so we want to see big things from, you know, when she get back on the playing pitch for the Reggae Girls, you know, setting up something nice for her, you know, so we can actually push on again to qualify for our next World Cup, which is going to be in Brazil. and that will be a massive one. I think that's Brazil's first World Cup they're going to host as, for on the women's game. But Bayer Leverkusen, I shouldn't say Bayer Leverkusen. Bayer never lose a Kusen. They have done it. Next up sports, you are not invincible anymore. This is a team that have done it with a swagger. Yeah? And they going for the DFB Pokal against I think that third division team. You get what I'm saying? And they played Atalanta in Dublin coming up. So they have 2 more games. If they do it and win the next 2 finals that they have, where you rank this team?
I rank them up there. If you look at that Arsenal team, I'm not taking any credit away from that Arsenal invisible team, but if you look on the results, the stats, Leverkusen have a better stats. Arsenal drew 12 games in that season when they went invincible. You see, and then if you compare them to Leverkusen this season, Leverkusen have not draw that much game. You see, they have draw 6 games and they have won 28 games. So compare that to Arsenal 12 draw. You see what I'm saying? They have maximum 90 points in 34 games. They score over 89 goals. That's crazy. And they're still unbeaten in the other competition.
Yeah, they haven't been losing.
So they can go full lose without losing the final in the Europa League and full
and they have the most win. They have the most the unbeaten run in Europe.
Yeah.
I think over 50 games now.
So they have to be in the record books. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. One of the best team. I know it's not gonna
a treble without losing.
Yes. I know it's not the Champions League, but it's a treble.
Yeah.
Just the way how they do it, go the whole season, it's a treble. And then have to beat Bayern Munich that won the league almost in 10 years. That's an achievement. It's crazy. Remember, this team is coming from relegation.
Relegation, yeah.
When Xabi Alonso come in and he rejuvenized this team. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping they can go win everything and go there. You see? So
I can tell you this. You remember when Pep just came at Bayern Munich, he revamped the whole Bayern system and how the German play football, how they look, how they play football. Yeah, it's just not just a team, it's just that you can create a dynamic of philosophies around the starting lineup of each players, have their own system or they attack or they defend, they play the midfield. You think Xavi Alonso have opened the eyes, especially for the German, because look at how the German Bundesliga play. They like to play expansive football, open up football. They have the players at this moment can do that. You're looking at this Leverkusen team, he's a German supporter. What is it that, you see a German team playing 3 at the back? That's something similar to what Leverkusen is doing. And this brand new football, because they have bring this 3-4-3 straight at the back to a whole different level. Wing backs are actually playing as a winger in the attacking third. So he have shown that this is a new way of play a 3 at the back. Again, over in Italy, Thiago Motta can Italy look at how Thiago Motta play coaching that Bologna team in that Italia. He's playing like an Italian style, but he's playing like a new modern Italian style of players not playing in their exact position. You have players interchanging, intertwining, and picking up each another position and moving around, creating a lot more space, for the opponent to cover. But the Leverkusen thing, you think it's probably a new way the German, can see their national team go?
I want to say they would play the 3 at the back. Nagelsmann, that's the German coach right now. He likes to play a back 4. He do play sometimes when he was at Leipzig and Bayern Munich as well. And our team tried sometime. But I think it's more personnel, players that come from different. Remember back then when 90% of the players is coming from Bayern Munich? I think now is more like, it's not just Bayern Munich players that perform good enough. You have Leverkusen, you have Stuttgart, you have Leipzig, you have Dortmund. But then, when it was just two teams, Dortmund and Bayern Munich used to dominate the German national team. But now, I see Nagelsmann, he going for players from every angles now. You know, there's a lot of players start to improve for the German team, German players them. You know what I'm saying? And system-wise, maybe could take some tactics out of Xavi Alonso books and use it. But I think players overall over the whole league start to improve. You get what I'm saying? And he's starting to give a lot of players opportunity. But then I just Bayern Munich and Dortmund. And it doesn't matter if
it was just about Bayern Munich.
You know what I'm saying? So now all over the place now, players that come from different team. So that's gonna improve the German squad overall. But I think he can use some tactics when you see from Leverkusen with that back three sometimes. But I think it's more up to personnel and players start to improve a little bit in the German.
You remember when Germany failed at home in 2006? They kind of look back in themselves and recreate a system. And one thing that they have done, they influence a lot more players to go overseas to see football on a different level. And this is one of the things that the lower ranked teams, teams that have less money, teams have less infrastructure to develop their players. They influence them to go abroad, look where in the top five leagues in Europe and how they can improve. Learn different structure, learn different system. Look at how different coaches, teach a game and coach a game. So that's one of the things that you can say. You go back to England, Scotland, the Scottish League, they don't have much players outside of the UK. You understand? England, they don't have much players outside of the English Premier League. And I don't care what people want to say. England might be the most competitive league in the world, but it's not the stepping stone, for their players or the elite for their players to learn the game. Until, Pep Guardiola went to Man City and he have revamped the whole Premier League. You have teams like Burnley coming up from the Championship, playing out from the back. Sheffield, playing out from the back. You understand? So he show the English Premier League coaches that, look, it's not this way alone football play. Scotland used to be the headquarter for developing young coach and getting their UEFA badges. They don't have that title anymore.
Yeah.
It's people going to Portugal now. Germany, young coaches who want to learn and get their coaching badges, they go into Europe. It's not in the UK anymore. So they have to look, it doesn't matter what England do as a super team, but if they can't grasp and all of their players and develop them properly and set a system so the English national team can play under, England will still be looking at Bobby Charlton days, in the 60s when they won the World Cup, So it's a lot of thing, when it comes on to international football. But we have a few players that played in the English Premier League, the reggaeboyz. You take out exceptional well, Leon Bailey. Which player you would say probably surprised you the most on their performance this season? The likes of Amari Bell, Bobby, Mikel. Who else? Pinnock. We know Bailey have an exceptional season. We don't really, we already give him his props, his credit, what he have done. He's improved his season. He's playing really well. But we want to talk about the other players that, we don't really talk about every day. Like the Pinnock, the Amari Bell, the Bobby Reed, the Mikel Antonio. Which player, surprised you the most, from the reggaeboyz list that's playing in England?
I don't want to say surprise. I would say Amari Bell have a very solid season.
Yeah.
You have a very solid. You make a little few mistake every day and there, but he have a very solid season. And I think I never know he was that good with the ball at his feet. You get what I'm saying? He able to pass the ball and you know, so I wouldn't say it surprised me. I just think he does have a very solid season. You know, Bobby Reed, you know, do his thing. You know, he score every year and there. You know, we all know Antonio, you know, very solid striker.
You could tell people Amar Bell stats.
You know, Amar Bell, he played 21 games. Tackle winning percent was 60%, recovery 98%. He was dribble pass 13 times. You know, just playing for Luton, a team that's gonna always sit back or always under a lot of pressure. You know, he 628 passes. You know, you have to remember on top of that, he was out for a little while as well. He got injured. You know, so he have a very solid season. You know, was playing in a sometimes back three, sometimes play left back. You know, have a very, very solid season for the first time in the Premier League. Come up, new team, Luton. You know, I did predict that Luton were going to go back down. You know, at some point they almost make it. You know, so a very solid season for him. You know, Pinnock was out for a while. You know, he came back injured. You know, I remember he scored against Chelsea. You know, when Brentford beat we at home this season. So, you know, overall, nobody really surprised me. I just think that everybody have a very solid season. And we all know that the man at the top, Liam Bailey.
Yeah.
You know, you could say Liam Bailey was a real surprise. He had a very good season. You know, he scored. He did more than we normally expect him to be. You know, if you ever see there any surprise, you could say Bailey was a really, really surprise. You know, he went to another level this season compared to last season.
Yeah. I would say, look, Brentford have a poor season this time around. Last season they finished in the top half with one of the best defensive record in the league.
Yeah.
What Ethan Pinnock have done with that Brentford team and how his leadership. You know, he's 30 years old. You know, Pinnock is not the most explosive player that you're going to get. You know, but what he have done a lot in terms of when Brentford play, you know, the three at the back. He's the one that they look forward to bring the ball out with his powerful, you know, dribble of getting the team in the opposition half. You know, his passing range is improving. I remember when he just started playing for the reggaeboyz. That was the first thing, kind of like, whoa, this player, you know, on the ball, you know, it's really good, but he just need to sharpen up a lot more in terms of decision making. You know, quicker he move the ball out. And when I look at his game at this moment, that has improved. You know, he have taken more touches on the ball to make, like, if he see a pass, normally if he take 5 seconds, you know, it's going to be like 2.5 seconds to make that decision. You know, so stuff like that. He have a contract that is 2027. You know, started 27 games out of 28. You know, his interception, you know, it's 4-1. That's 1.59 per 90. You know, he is in the top 5 of the Premier League defenders when it comes down to clearance and era duels. In the top 7 in terms of era duels, you know, in the Premier League. And what he has done really good. He's fit right in that that Brentford system. So you could see that, you know, you don't really get a lot of a time in terms of dealing with the ball in the air, because, you know, when teams play Brentford, they don't really do that much. So for a player to in the top 7 for era duels that he won in the Premier League is exceptionally well. You know, he's amongst who you say is the best defenders right now in England, like this season. Who you say probably is that top defender?
Saliba. I think Saliba is for Arsenal is the best defender this season in the Premier League. So I give it to Saliba, Arsenal.
Yeah. This season, you know, Saliba tackles per 90 is 0.68. Pinnock is 0.85. You know, Black per 90, Pinnock is 0.11. Saliba is 0.11. clearance per 90, Pinnock 6.1. But you could say he's probably a lot further in that department because Brentford come on a lot more threat in terms of dealing.
Arsenal kind of keep the ball.
Arsenal kind of keep it. So Saliba in that clearance is 2.11. Edit clearance, Pinnock is 2.96. Saliba, is 1.24. Interception per 90, Pinnock is 1.52. Saliba is 0.78. Possession 1 in the final third. Saliba is 0.16. Pinnock is 0.11. So when you look at that, his stats is comparable to the best defenders because I knew you was going to say Saliba. So that's why I went to find Saliba and a few more defenders. So you're going to say him or him. I have the stats to show that, look, Pinnock stats is compared with the best defenders. Not saying Pinnock is better than Saliba, but look at how he's playing individually for Brentford. Whenever he's not in for Brentford, Brentford is having a poor record. Pinnock, my last question. Pinnock, a top 6 defender can play in a top 6 club at this moment?
Closest to a top 6 club, I would say maybe Tottenham. I think you could do a job at Tottenham. Would you include Aston Villa as a?
Yes. Why I would include Aston Villa? Aston Villa is in the Champions League. Not really a traditional top 6, but they're top 6 club this season. When you look at how Villa defenders are this season, a lot of them played it a rush. They rush the game. They run out a lot out of possessions. You could Mingzi when he's playing, he's too rational. The Brazilian Carlos, Pau Torres is probably the only player in that Aston Villa backline who is similar with Pinnock in terms of how they play in that back four or that back three. The calmness on the ball, the intelligence of reading the game. Pau and Pinnock. I can see a Pinnock more in that Aston Villa system. Aston Villa needs someone in that backline because you can see whenever Pau play with a brilliant,
Aston Villa still got Tyrone Mings come back in, as well. Tyrone Mings, they still have Tyrone Mings.
So he will bring a different leadership to that Aston Villa team. That's what he will bring, a lot of experience and a lot of leadership. And he's not rational on the ball. He's not rational. His position awareness is very good. As I said, when he's not really quick, you have to exploit different areas where you can make up your grounds to get around wingers. Because when you play three at the back, a lot of people don't understand. If that system is not perfectly set up for that back three to dominate the defensive area, the two-sided of the back three, the left center back and the right center back, they can get exposed a lot. They can expose a lot. So he's in a perfect system. So, really good job, But I would love to see him at 30 years old now. Or probably next season or this season. I don't know. But I would just love to see him make that next step in his career. That one more move that you will say, yes, that's where he's supposed to be. Colin said, madness. Pinnock for City, Madrid.
Pinnock is a very good defender, but I don't think he's elite. I'm not saying that a good player, but I don't think he's at that level where he could take away Diaz, Guillem, Saliba, Guillem, Rudiger. Would you drop Rudiger over Pinnock? As much as we love Pinnock is a Jamaican, would you take Rudiger out of Real Madrid?
Rudiger's like the best centre half right now around. One of the best. Top centre half at this moment.
Now Rudiger leadership, madness on the field. Come on now, we love Pinnock, but Pinnock now have the aggression what Rudiger have. Rudiger like one of the best forward in the world. Pinnock is there, but if you compare him to the other elite defenders,
look.
I
wouldn't rule out anything like as a Madrid for say. If Madrid go for him, kudos. But I just don't think, he's all the way up there.
No.
But if you ask me if he can take the opportunity, yes, he can grab the opportunity
Yeah,
and
yeah,
prove us
yeah.
wrong.
No, I'm not saying
You get what I'm saying?
I'm not saying he can't get there, but what I'm saying at this moment, right now,
Yeah.
speaking reality, facts, he's not at the level where Rudiger is or Saliba. He's a very good defender.
And realistically, Real Madrid just would never go to a Brentford to buy a defender.
No.
That's just the reality. They would just never do stuff like that. You probably could say a Manchester City probably would do with someone like him in the back, could bring that leadership and stability to the back three.
Yeah.
He probably could do that. You get me? I say, especially looking at Gvardiol, he's playing on that left hand side, that left back, whatever position he's playing. He could do that with him in that left back position and Pinnock left center half. That would be a brilliant partnership out there on that left hand side. But again, where is that transfer going to come from? Probably Pinnock going to need a really good agent, someone like George Mendes, to get him a big move like that. But Pinnock is one of those midfielders that defenders that we say out of the top 6 region, not playing for a top 6 club, that you say any club in England in the top 6 can look for a defender in the lower table. Pinnock is one of those defenders that is on top defender in the English Premier League. Yeah, man, top defender in the English Premier League. I think someone was saying, Omar Hutchinson also had a really, Omar Hutchinson have a really, really good season. He was.
We're talking in the Premier League, though.
But we were really talking about the Premier League, and Gregley is back in the big time after beating Bolton. I was watching that game. Murphy, that played for Newcastle, his brother scored a brace. I saw those 2 goals. Jacob Murphy, that played for Newcastle, his brother playing for Oxford United. Oxford, yeah.
Yeah, I know Murphy. Yeah, I know.
His
twin brother.
His twin brother, scored on Bolton. I feel it for Bolton yesterday, man. But that's just part of the life, Bolton stay another season in League One. Oxford is back up in the Championship. But you want to see your international players, playing at the highest level in our country. So, just by seeing Oxford United qualify for the Championship for next season, you want to see that. But did you touch on what you think? Look, I remember last week you asked Ryan about the commitment from Mikel Antonio. You just asked him, if you think he's coming to the team, and I haven't heard you said anything about him on this interview publicly to the people. Then what you have to say of that Mikel Antonio interview, of what he said. Playing for the reggaeboyz helped his time last year and even in the World Cup.
Unfortunate sometimes as people, especially in the media and stuff, we really don't know what's going behind the scene. Sorry to hear that what he's been going through, and sometimes we really can't always speak on face value, like what we see, what's going on, but hear him coming out saying that he wasn't the happiest in his life. It's kind of sometimes as person we talk about football and we criticize them. Most of the time we criticize them because they're not play good, as we not be personal and say about and then a personal thing is about perform on the field, be available when the team call you, is that. But hear him saying that he was struggling mentally. Sometimes it's best to wait and wait. But I'm glad to him come out and clear up that and tell us why what he was going through, because he didn't really need to. He didn't have to. You know, he didn't have to come out and tell people your personal life. And you know, sometimes when you see people go through things and you don't know what them go through, it's best to just watch and see. I kind of hope him get the help he needed, and I'm glad to hear that him love to play for Jamaica, because I was kind of wondering, like, is this guy want to come play for Jamaica? You know, every time when the international window comes up, him injured. So I was wondering, like, does he want to come to play for Jamaica? But as him said, still, David Moyes have been there for him, help him out as well. So maybe he was conflict to, should I go to Jamaica or help out the man where did it for me and back me. You know what I'm saying? So me can understand that. You can be loyal to the guy that's help you and treat it as a son. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad him come out and fix up that. Just hoping him can be available for the Copa America and help us
qualifiers.
And the World Cup qualifiers as well, and help us try to achieve something, you know.
Yeah. But and he have said he think his body only have around 3 more years left before he call it quits, and that's right after the World Cup.
Overall football, he's gonna be retired from the game.
Yeah, like he said, he just feel like he have 3 more years in him left back.
Crazy a player can come out and say that he come like he already know his body, you know.
Yeah.
I never hear a player come out and say
almost 2 decades. So
that's true, but have you ever heard a player come out and say that?
Huh?
Have you ever heard a player come out and say, yo, me have 3 more years and I call it a day? I never hear a player come out at any sports level. I never hear a player come out and say that.
I don't think they come out and said it so clear as he did, but a lot of people players come out and said, you know, I think one time Zlatan did said him only have probably a few more years at the top, but he said at the top, you understand?
Yeah.
LeBron been saying a lot of speculation about his career as well, how many years he have left back. You know, Cristiano Ronaldo said, you know, his son is begging him to keep playing professional football so he can come and play with him. So you could say, yeah, but not as clear as what Mikel Antonio, you know, have said. And the part, though, that really get me thinking, he prayed to get injured. That was one of the things, like...
That's crazy.
Like, like, I'm saying pray to get injured, because when I look at it, he said, during the time when he came for the Nations League against Canada, you know, that was the escape that he wanted away from reality in England. Yeah. And what's happened after that? After the 2-legged game, no games for the reggaeboyz until the end of March. That was like 3 months.
Yeah.
Around three and a half months. And he's probably looking at it like, God damn, you know, the reggaeboyz not have no more fixtures until such and such time. You know, I just want to be injured and just be out of it. And he did get injured, bro. He did get injured. You know, like...
if you are saying you want to get injured just to not play, that's mean you really did having problem mentally. That's the only a person that's struggling with mental illness will say something like that. Like, a normal thinking person will never wish that upon himself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, me used to play football. There's no way in hell me would have still me want to say more get injured. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just some crazy. So you clearly see that he was fighting a battle. Yeah. You know, hopefully him fight and win that battle and can move on. Not just football. We talking about personal life.
Yeah, he's
living as a normal human being. We don't want nobody else. It's like that sound like somebody else suicide upon himself. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So hopefully him fully recovery, and as me say, him can be available for the World Cup qualifier and the Copa America.
Yeah. But I want to, you know, talking about the World Cup qualifiers. Around over 48 hours ago, the Danrep national team, you know, the Argentinian coach have put out a 33-man squad. Yeah. it's going to cut down. It's supposed to be 23, but what they have doing, I have this friend, I used to talk about football. He was one of the first Latino friend I have that know football, and he is a Bronx native, born in the Bronx, but he's so passionate about Dominican Republic in terms of sports. Swimming. He talk about baseball, basketball. And how Dominican Republic is looking to get in the space of football. And I was talking to him the other day, and you know what he said? Everybody back home in Dominican Republic is getting behind this team. You understand? The preparation, the investment that is going into this team with the coach, the arrangement of having meetings in different parts of the world. In this squad that the Dominican Republic picked, they have a player that he was born in Germany. You get what I say? And I know that this for a fact. Dominican Republic have a small population of Danreps in Frankfurt. And even when our friend Tika, was living in Germany, he have said the same thing too, that you have a small, population of Danrep people living in Germany. But the most population is from Spain, because of colonial, that colonial thing, Spaniard and all of that. But it's just crazy listening to that fella speaking that, the Dominican Republic, everybody, from the government, the private sector, the coach, the federation, the president, everybody is getting behind this team. And what they did of picking 33, because I asked him why they picked 33 players. He was saying, look, it's not just picking 23 players, it's getting a squad that's going to get ready for the World Cup qualifiers, and also getting a squad for the reggaeboyz, because they know the challenge ahead of them, knowing that they're going to come up against some very good quality players in the Jamaica team, and this Danrep team, they have 7 players that played in the Bolivian league, and that is one of their first way out in the region, go to South America. The next step, they can get anywhere, in around the USL. But one of their biggest assets is to get their players over there in South America. And what if it's going to be in the Segunda League in any one of those Spanish-speaking country division? You get what I say? Start from the Segunda, move up to the top flight. So look what they're doing. They have a few players that's playing in Finland in the squad. I think Bulgaria, Hungary. They have players in Luxembourg, and they have around 6 players in the squad that naturally come from Spain. But some of those players that they speak, who is playing for teams in Spain, around 3 of them that born as a Dominican, but they move over when they're a youngster. You understand? Trying to get the level to get professional level, and a few of them that born in Spain. A few of them played in the 4th tier, of Spanish football, but the 4th tier of Spanish football, it's a comparable high level. When you look in Europe, you could even go down to the 5th tier of like the English pyramid, the German pyramid. I'm not saying the Belgium, because the Belgium don't go that deep. The bigger countries like the Portugal and all these countries, coaches that coaching down there in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th tier, they have UEFA A license. So those players will be well developed. So this is something that, not saying, the Dominican Republic going to beat us, but we have to prepare, because you have other countries that's preparing. And if people cannot open their eyes and see that Dominican Republic, their footballing structure and how they want to play the game, it's getting there. Dominican Republic is going to play Olympic football. they're going to play Olympic football. And they're two starlets, yeah, Mariana Diaz. And I think I don't remember the other player. He's currently playing for Valencia. He's from Real Madrid Academy. I think he's on loan at Valencia. Yeah, those two players have said they're going to come, but what they been doing, they're not rushing, those two players to come and play the World Cup qualifier. It's for the next sets of World Cup qualifier, and they're focusing on the Olympic. They want to get the very best squad for the Olympic, and don't be shy away from it that these players will be playing in the Olympic. Dominican Republic have beat Jamaica in youth football, and that is just crazy. Like that for sure. You say, yo, we need to watch out for not just Danrep, but the rest of smaller nations. They're preparing well. So if we going to be stagnant or moving slow in the process of getting where we're supposed to go as a nation, teams will be catching up on us. Look at the big dogs. I have said it, on Elite Sports last night. Teams are catching up on Mexico. Mexico have too much talent. Yeah, too much talent to be playing like this. But it's just that they just have to restructure again. They just need to upgrade. They just need to upgrade as a nation. So that's what I'm saying now. It's going to be a very interesting game, in the next few weeks from now in the National Stadium. I can see a team that going to come and a team that going to prepare and a team that going to show a little bit of quality. Like we cannot underestimate them. So we're going to need everything in the locker.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Cannot underestimate them.
What you said?
No, I said we cannot underestimate them.
It's on low.
Huh?
It's on low.
No, I said we cannot underestimate them.
Yeah, no, we cannot, because they're doing everything. That's what I was saying, on a few live ago on my platform, that I don't just want the reggaeboyz, a 23-man squad just get called up. I need to see a 30-man squad. We have 2 tournaments, and look at Danrep. They have 2 tournaments this summer as well. They qualified for Women Gold Cup, bro. You understand? So we need more than 23 players in the squad that's going to prepare for the World Cup and the Copa. We just don't want just focus everything on World Cup qualifier. Yes, that's a priority, but we have to control the preparation in terms of not just say yes, World Cup qualifier, but we have to pick a group of players, not just 23, but more than 23 players that going to be on the training ground at one time. They're going to know what Coach Hallgrimson wants from them, and this will be one of the best time to help structure the thing. You get what I say? Yeah, and he, as a coach, I think last summer he got a few training sessions out of them before the Gold Cup kicks off. He's going to understand the players a lot more this time around. That was his first tournament, so now he's more experienced. He understands what it is to coach Jamaican players, because Amanda's coming from Scandinavia. I remember even when that Leon Bailey thing happened, he was like, it's eye-opening that on this part of the world, people don't take responsible for their action. And where he's from, everybody, you don't have to lay out rules where he's from. The Scandinavian people, they are very well organized. So he's not laying out rules and all of that when he's over there. But we realize that when he come over here, he have to set boundaries. Because if he don't set boundaries with these reggaeboyz players, they're going to set their own boundaries for him. You get what I say? So, yeah, man, things like that, man. But, I like to see other nations is preparing well for tournaments, because I want to see the on the continent, North America, the lower ranked teams them, you know, to build up their infrastructure. The Dominican Republic, their league is one of probably one of the best around in the region. You know, they always in that runnings for the Caribbean Cup. You get what I mean? So they always in the runnings to qualify for Champions League, you know, so they have very good structure in their league. But again, you know, one thing that I want to open a lot more with this whole Jamaican football thing. I want Jamaica reach the level, yeah, not just the national team. I want the local league reach a level where we can start to look. If we need players, we can look in the league, and it won't be a problem of picking any player, because guess what? The talent and the potential already there that them develop in their club. You know, when I reach the say, but just I say, look at every other nations around, like in North America, South America, yeah, El Salvador, Guatemala. We have seen a lot of Jamaicans leave the JPL to play in those leagues. You get what I say? Guatemala, El Salvador, when they pick in their team, they actually can pick a lot of players locally, and that can kind of help on how you set a structure around. But move over there in South America, if they need to pick players locally, they can pick players locally because the system is already in place with the clubs. So that's what I'm saying. You know, it's getting there, you know, but we want to see it move a little bit faster, because football is moving way faster than how the development structure is happening in Jamaica. The league, a lot of improvements is going on back home in the league. You know, I'm happy. You know, I'm very happy that, you know, the organization, you know, PFLJs, what they're doing, it's really fascinating to see the amount of people is coming back out again to watch knockout football in Jamaica. But as soon as we can get that structure in the clubs, that's the problem. In the clubs, we're down from the grassroots level. You know, we want to see every club in the top flight league have teams from under 5, under 6. You get what I say?
Yeah.
Get the youth their mind from there first. You know, I just feel like whenever you have like under 13, bro, sometimes the youth their mind already gone from 13-year-old pool. To be honest, sometimes the youth their mind gone away from football.
Yeah.
You get what I say? And the government back home have to start to invest more in sports. Sports is one of the way in out of poverty. A lot of people, look at Richarlison, the interview he said he wasn't the smartest. He said, look, the man said, I think his uncle was, he said if his uncle was a teacher or something like that, he would still never pass the exam. You get what I mean? So people see sports as a way out. Not everyone born to be a doctor. You get what I mean? Not everyone born to be a farmer. You have kids that out there born to be sportsmen and sportswomen. Yeah. So you see, if we want to change the religion of football in Jamaica, the culture, because when you look next door, I keep saying next door because you want to be the best, so you have to look next door at the best. The Latinos, the Spanish-speaking countries, it's only religion and football is their most passionate thing in their life. Dominican Republic, it's religion and also baseball. That's the two things Dominican Republic focus on. You get what I say? Yo, Black River. You hear what I say with that thing, man? You can't just look at the thing just at the club. The government have to help. Every country, government help football. In Mexico, the government tax private sector for help develop their football structure. You get what I say? So the government have to play a part in a lot of things. The clubs them don't really have a lot of finance background. They need to go out there and get sponsorship as well. A lot of the ownership is on the club to get the development. You get what I say? A lot of the ownership is on the clubs them to get development for the youth them. But when you look at a nation, it takes everyone to help. Who is the government that run sports in Jamaica? Where is the development is coming from to help the infrastructure around the country when it comes down to the clubs then? You get what I say? We can't just wait for the money to come. Yes, the clubs they need to go out there. The clubs they need to go out there and market their club, market their brand. Yes, Mark Goldie need to do a lot more for Arnett Garden. You get what I say? They need to do a lot more. The rest of ownership them it need to do a lot more. But it takes everybody for this thing to get to where it's supposed to be. That's why I'm saying it earlier. The private sector, the government, the federation, everybody is helping towards development of the new sets of wave coming out from Dominican Republic. It just cannot be dependent on. We don't have a Barcelona, we don't have a Real Madrid, who is one of the richest clubs in the world, where them have $1 billion in their bank account to look for. This is we're talking about Jamaica. So when you're talking about Jamaica with the clubs and where they're at financially, it's going to take help from everybody. You can't just having people coming to the country, yeah, and reaping rewards from the people then. Everything have to put back even to the health and the education and structure so we can benefit from that. Everybody come and take off our country. Jamaica have so much resource that can move the country in every facet of life. So me no want nobody come say, oh, the national team, federation or the government is not dependent to develop players. No, that's not really their job. But what their job is to help enhance the facilities, help enhance the opportunities so the clubs them can get those things as well. You get what I say? Look how much sponsorship they in the Jamaican Premier League now. When Chris Williams and them man they never in the thing. Bro, we are fight to get sponsorship, bro. We are fight to get sponsorship, bro. The JPL alone have more sponsorship than the national team. When the national team should have more sponsor. Because that's the national team, bro. Like, what you have to say about this whole thing, Daniel?
I think the government, can help out a little bit. You know, I know Jamaica, we just a small island. We're an island, we're not a country. You know, sometimes the government can come in, but we know our country, Jamaica, is very corrupt, and you know, some of that money can go towards helping you grow and become, because we have the talent. You know, look at track and field. I do sure know say they do help out with track and field, you know.
Exactly.
So what about the football? You know, we can. I mean, we're not the best in the world at football, but we do have talent. We have one of the best schoolboy sports in the country. Schoolboy football. You know, that's where you can go highlight all these talents. You know, from Pepsi, Coors, Manning Cup. You know, the Costa Cup. You name it. There's talent here. You know, these players want to play football and want to, you know, we have, look at Whisper. Whisper make it all the way to Chelsea. He was coming from Manning Cup. So there's Phoenix talent Academy. Here. You know, Phoenix Academy, you know, there's the government can come in and help out, but do they want to do that? You know, do they just want to leave it up to the club to develop the players them and stuff like that? I think the government can help out a little bit.
Yeah, they have to help out.
You know, so you know, we just have to put that in place. You know, we're not asked for too much. It's just that something, you know, try something.
You know, where more I love the federation to do, get some youth leagues that going to organize, that going to get the youth and play football. You know, like what they're doing now with the under 17. Then I think, is it Malta is the sponsor? I think Malta is a sponsor. you know, Malta, one of them company that's sponsoring the U17 league right now. That's what we want. Like, get those tournaments for the youth team, get sponsorship, get it organized, you know, get the funding and the backing, and then the clubs will do the rest. That's what we're saying. You have to help out. You know, we're not saying the national team is an academy. No, the national team is not an academy. But the federation, JFF, have to do their part in terms of they are the government body for football in Jamaica. JFF, yeah. Every time when FIFA come to report, them no go cassava, them no go PFLJ, them go the JFF office. You get what I say? So them have to set the stone from up here, so the leadership. They have to set the whole structure of football in the country. They are the body that run things when it comes on to football. The government cannot mess with JFF because that's illegal with FIFA. The government have to do their things independently. So if the government say, all right, you know, the woman, you know, Miss Babsy Grains, who are run things for sports and entertainment in Jamaica, yeah, if she can look, I'm going to help this youth tournament, yeah, this newly formed new under 17 tournament, I'm going to help them to get a few sponsorship that's going to help the youth them, yeah. Say you're going to get sponsorship in terms of nutriments that the youth them can get every time when they play a game that help their development. And it's not nothing that's hard. That's all we're just saying. You have to help, but the bigger ownership of the development, it have to come from the clubs them. Yeah? And the clubs them have to do a lot more in that department. And the next one, where it's going to enhance the quality of the youngsters, the Football Federation in Jamaica, they have to up the level in terms of the coaching course them. Them little coaching course that when man I take a Jamaica, them think they can't even get you a PE job a foreign. You get what I say, brother? We need higher level of coaching badge. We need to set the requirements, and we need for have as a country what these countries have done over the past. Yeah, not talking about the England. I'm talking about the countries that are on the same bracket as Jamaica. You get what I say? You have to help at least 3 to 4 coaches. You're going to say, look, we're going to get the 3 best coaches in the country, and we're going to get them somewhere that they can make their coaching badge a lot higher, learn from the best. You get what I say? Set up partnership. Like, things can be done, but it's going to take a little funding, but it's not something that it's not required. It can be done. We can get sponsors for do stuff like that. You get what I say? Yeah. Look at I don't know how many of you guys have seen what the Iranian team have done in the last couple of World Cups. It not just start from Iran go to the World Cup. What they have done, they have taken the best coaches in Iran and bring them to Turkey and help nurture those coaches. And guess what? Those coaches will go back to Iran to help their youngsters in terms of development, get the best experience in Europe, and go back to their country and show the youngsters what it is to become a professional.
Yeah, somebody said in the comment, the national team is not an academy and competition for player and FIFA no politics. Basically, I said the national team is not for
FIFA and politics. FIFA and the politician like that can't merge. So the politician can't go to the JFF. The politician have to do individual. Yeah. You get what I say? Individual.
The national team is not academy, but if we want to get to another level, we have to start develop our players them to be able to be consistently going forward. If we want to get to the World Cup, if we want to win the Gold Cup, if we want to win the CONCACAF Nations League. Yeah. Like, we're not just looking for no, you know. We're not looking for no, you know. When we reach all 50, Jamaica team are consistent at performing. You know what I'm saying? So it's not about Jamaica team, it's not an academy, it's about how we develop. Oh, Jamaica National League is gonna get to another level, compete in the CONCACAF Champions League and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We have to start from the youth level and start develop players, and that's our team like Man U, Man City will come straight. Them never for wait. A team from over the seas can just start buy players straight from Jamaica. You see what I'm saying? And that's all we have to go start. Step up our game and do better foundation setting up. You see what I'm saying? That's how we are gonna get to another level. You know?
Yeah, so I have a little thing that, really want to push to the people, let the people, hear this. I was talking a lot of stuff about about Croatia, yesterday and Ryan life, but because of the color them are coming and stuff like that, it kind of throw me off and lose my train of thoughts, and so now I'm here now, have the time and the freedom to say what exactly I really want to say. So you guys know about the war that happened in over there, when they used to have Yugoslavia, I think the Balkan War, when Croatia, go through that bombing thing in the 90s, yeah? What have happened? Yugoslavia was a team back in the days, yeah? I think they went to around 5 semi-final. So it was a structure there because it was made up of a whole heap of different countries. But Croatia, break up, I think they took the independence around 1991. Croatia is around 4 million people, just around the same, as Jamaica. But when that Yugoslavia thing, break off, the man that used to run things over there, Tito, Joseph Tito, yeah, the president, yeah, he have set up a lot of infrastructure for Yugoslavia. And when Croatia break off with a lot of those infrastructure, yeah, but the infrastructure was there, but no funding was there. No funding. The fields were there. You get what I say? Everything was there, but no funding to bring it to the next level. And Croatia, as a country, they build from that. Yeah, they build from that. And right now, Croatia is in the top 100 of one of the richest countries in the world. So they have moved from bombing to one of the top countries then in terms of we call it GDP in Europe, Southeast Europe. You understand? One of the richest countries in Southeast Europe. So you have a team that is probably the second biggest team in Croatian football. Not Dinamo Zagreb, but Hajduk Split.
Yeah.
In 2007 to 2019, Croatia is the youngest league in terms of players playing in the league. They are the youngest league in Europe. The average in their league was 24 in that space of time. So what they did, Croatia don't have anything above under 19, because they said once you reach under 19 and over, you're supposed to gone already from out of Croatia, or you play first team football in one of the top clubs them in Croatia. So what them do, they make sure that their coaches, Daniel, get the best training so they can create the new waves of Croatian players. Slavian Bilic wasn't a part of that, but that Croatia team in the 90s with the Slavian Bilic, yeah, in the 90s, I think France beat them in the semi-final in the World Cup. You understand? Croatia in the last around the last 14 major tournaments that Croatia have been into, Croatia have only failed to make it to 2 major tournaments. 2010 World Cup and 2000 European Championship. You understand? So IDOC Split is not the richest club in the world. And you see that club, Daniel? That club played in the UEFA Youth Champions League last season. And guess what? You see that club there? Them have one football pitch for the senior team to train on. And it's a grass pitch, and one artificial turf for the academies to train on. I have academies at times, either the U15, the U10, whatever, after you train on quarter of the pitch, because different academies levels after you train on one AstroTurf. You understand? But what they said is not just the funding, it's how you develop the mindset of those youngsters from their small. And that IDOC Split team in the UEFA Youth Champions League last season, they went on to beat AC Milan, Man City, and Dortmund. They lost in the final. So that club don't even have no money. They just sold a player in the summer to Tottenham, I think, for 10 million. I know where that 10 million go back. Go back to the infrastructure, and now that 10 million going to generate more fields, and it's in the making. So it take everybody on board, and the government in Croatia, they involved in football. They're not involved with the Croatian FA. They're involved with football, with the clubs, them, and in terms of, they said, the facilities around the country. What is the identity for Jamaican football, Daniel? What is the identity for Jamaican football?
I don't think we have one. I don't think
we really don't have that. Like when you hear people talking about the Italian style of playing, you get what I say? The Johan Cruyff style of playing. You get what I say? The Brazilian style of play, the Argentinian style of play, the Portuguese have their little style of play how they play. The Spanish team have a little style. So it doesn't matter which part you come from.
I could say when Rennie Samoans was here, that brother.
That's no, exactly.
I could say we did have a style at that time. You know, a little bit of flair with the Brazilian, and I could say at that time, but since then till now, we have not have a style of play.
Daniel, look, the thing is not rocket science, bro. The thing is not rocket science. Everybody have to involved in the thing. Bro, you can imagine a club only have one artificial training pitch for the academies, bro. One. And a lot of people say, yo, they need back under 21 Premier League football in Jamaica. We don't need that. Under 20, where we are going? Ball if you play Premier League football.
Yeah,
no,
at that
20.
age, yeah. At that age. Look on the Premier League now. Players that get 7 reach a certain age, they get in under 17. Right. At age 17, 16, players that get debut now. We don't need under 20 football.
No, we don't need under 21 football in Jamaica. And that was one of the biggest rubbish, because at that age, look, reason why I said that was one of the biggest rubbish. The youth them would have played more football, yes, but if you take the best talent out of that under 21 Premier League and put them in the first team, right? How much more talent left back out of that? We don't have such a big pool to choose from. You can't, you see, as a small nation like us, bro, you can't expand the thing too wide, because you want to keep it small, so you keep everyone on the same radar. Because if you start to stretch out the thing, bro, you're going to lose track. And what Croatia have done, they have put each individual player, the best young youth them around the country, they have put them on a radar and they monitor them, every player, yeah? And some of the key things that they went and used, yeah, the objectives, for a player, game model of intelligence. They use a system like that, game model intelligence, yeah, the adaptable of situations. That is one of their model. Yeah? We don't really get things like that when we are growing up in Jamaica and play youth football. tactical awareness. You will get some of that, but to a certain standard. The coaches are limited to on how they know certain thing about tactical awareness. Yeah, and tactical awareness, it can bring high energy and control of the game. Game-based decision making. They use that and they mark it up with quick and powerful. The next one, understanding of principles of play. That is reactive and resilient. Mindset and psychological attributes. That's quick thinking and decisive. Technicality proficient. That's skills selection qualities. Tactical and physical development pathway. Things like these they use, Daniel. The kids then at 9, 7 in their country get these training. So when they reach to 15, 16, bro, them already ready. That's why the coach them tell Alex Marshall when he got St. Paul in Germany that, bro, we can't teach them things because you're supposed to learn certain things already.
Yeah.
That's why, go back to where I said with the structure with Rene Simone, yeah? Rene Simone realized that, look, the local players them we have at that time need to go out for go see football. So that's why the man said that build up and the preparation to get that team there in travel over 28 different countries. You understand? In travel with the team over 28 different countries so them can see football on a wider scale. And that's what Croatia have done. They have let their players go to the biggest clubs around in the top 6, top 7 leagues in the world. So when they go out there and learn the tactical and all of that from different countries and different coaches, they bring back all of that to the national team. And then what they put everything together with their style of play. So that's why you see the new waves in the early 2000s kind of formed with the Croatian team, especially the clubs then. And at that time, Dinamo Zagreb and these clubs were one of the top clubs that's selling players coming up in the early 2000s because you have the new waves that's coming in. And see, they know the players that are the new waves, the Luka, the Mandzukic, these players. You get what I mean? And people understand like Zlatan is a Croatian, but with just grew up in Sweden. That's why you see all these players, they have all these big name players because that's where the thing started. And look again, you have a new waves of players. Garvidol, he's coming from Dinamo Zagreb to Leipzig. So much money, the money that City paid for him. Dinamo Zagreb get 15% of that, and that goes back into the club. So them things that we are talking about, like we need to get the things them in act, bro. The clubs them need to get them act together. So when the top European clubs them want players, them can look in at the Caribbean and say, yo, so some players in Jamaica, we look on them. Yeah, brother. So we need to start make sure that the club structure is right, and we need requirements from the head of football in Jamaica. So the clubs them have to know say if them not have them requirements, bro, them can't play in the Premier League. So them know say them have to get them things right. Bro, the thing can work. You have bright-minded people in Jamaica that all it need is a little bit more of coaching, a little bit more of experience and higher their education in their coaching batch. That's all it need. You have a lot of bright-minded people that in Jamaica with potential. They just need that extra course to move to the next level. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I see when Rene come in, man, let the whole of the players and man bring them gone all about in the world. I don't know if I did tell you about when Rene bring the players in Brazil for the first time, the local players, the man them play them first match and them hear the samba beating on the touchline and the noise and the roaring from the crowd, and the man them go to the Rene Simons and say, coach, can't focus. How them people that make so much noise? That for sure you say the man know what it is to prepare a team. because that man went to Portugal twice before he come to Jamaica. Went to Arab in a Dubai down at the Far East. One time go develop and learn the game.
Yeah.
Go back in a Brazil, learn the game before he come. So when he come to Jamaica, bro, him did way ahead in terms of
it's no coincidence that he brought us to the World Cup.
Yeah.
It's not a coincidence. There's a lot of background hard work did so we can make it to that World Cup. And it's no coincidence we have not made it to the World Cup since 98. You know what I'm saying? So we have to change something. It's not just getting the best players and having the best players. It's all about structured and infrastructure behind what the people man do behind the scenes and stuff like that. Developing youth players to back up the older senior players them. So there's a lot more just make it to the World Cup. There's a lot. But I think we've been improving over the past few years now. I think we're on the right track now. I think we should make it to the next World Cup, but it's not just make it to the next World Cup, it's about make it to the next 6 World Cup from now. It's not, we need to start winning the World Cup. We need to start winning the Nations League. It's not just make it and then that's it. We need to see a consistent improving and the quality just keep getting better and better. When people look on the CONCACAF region, they're supposed to not just look on USA and Mexico. They need to say, Jamaica bad too, You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, man. We need to make sure that you see how people prepare players, the coaches them and the clubs them and the academies them around in Europe, wherever in the world that know to prepare youngsters. Daniel, they don't just prepare youngsters to sell them. They prepare youngsters to play at the highest level of clubs in the world. We, as Jamaican coaches, we are preparing the youth them for sell them. And that's how it works, brother. You can't just prepare the youth them for sell them, brother. You have to prepare the youth them for play at the highest level. So when the youth them get the opportunity, then no come back. Or them go to one Belgium team and stay there for 1, 3, 4 years, depends on the contract them get. And then when they find them around our next part, and then they find them back at US or Jamaica. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We need to prepare the youth them, bro, because Alex Marshall, top talent in Mind Cup. You agree with me?
Yeah.
Alex Marshall, top talent in a Mind Cup. And he got the opportunity. And guess what? Because him himself, because I forget to blame to you, him himself and the clubs them were help prepare him as a youngster. I feel them fault.
Yeah, we see so many young Jamaican players that dominate Money Cup stage, and then when them get the opportunity to go overseas, didn't able to adjust and able to adapt. You know what I'm saying? I see so many players leave the country and went overseas. I just didn't able to adapt. Just don't able to adapt to the wherever country they went. They just didn't able to adapt.
As footballers, we're way beyond that level.
We are behind, So many players just not saying they don't have the talent. It's just that the football overseas it's a different level. There's way more to the game than just kick around with the ball and pass the ball and kick score goal. There's way more information in the sports these days. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't have that IQ to that level and able to adjust and to adapt, these teams are not gonna give you the opportunity.
Yeah, man, we need to start develop the youth them so them can play at the highest level, not just to develop youth them to sell them. Yeah, obviously, Phoenix is doing something that other academies in the country need to follow. A mad like that. At least they're developing some players that's they sticking in those countries. Yeah, they're getting opportunities, you know. But we want to see the clubs them make CONCACAF Champions League a priority, having youngsters in those teams, yeah, playing against the MLS team, you know, the Liga MX team and the team from Costa Rica. That's why you have even like a team like, you think a lot like, you know, say, Daniel, a lot of these countries in Central America, Costa Rica and these countries, they would have wish them have the players pool in England can choose from. They wish, you know, a lot of countries wish them have that selection process where they can go for players in England. A lot of people now, they really have that depth, you know. They can choose, you know. So that's why you see, that's why the man they build from the grassroots. So Costa Rica, the man can pick a player for play in their national team in ease.
Do you think that's where the problem comes in, though?
They just feel like they just go to England and get some players.
Yeah. We have that.
That probably can be a part of it. That's a big problem.
We have that luxury can just turn up in England, or just see one player just pop up in the Premier League and then we say, yo, him have Jamaican background and we not really focus on what going on in our backyard. We are worried about what going over there. So that can be a problem too, you know.
Yeah, it is a part of it. It is a part of it. But
we get so comfortable to just pick over this and not worry what going back there. You know what I'm saying? So as I said, that could be a problem too, you know. Because maybe if we never have that luxury like some other country have, we'd have maybe focus on what we have and work with it, try to improve it, try to build up. But because we have all that luxury, we not focus on our own yard. You know what I'm saying?
You know, and everything, bro, have to start from back home. Everything have to start from back home. But you know, look for close out, you know, as the JPL is going to come on in the next half hour. You know, we have to play in the Caribbean Champions League. It would be nice to have two youngsters from, you know, them schoolboy football playing, or at least leave the experience of like that's the thing. Like, Lex, that's the thing. Like, we have to prepare the youngsters them to help the clubs them, so the clubs them can. The CONCACAF Champions League is the promised land. Yeah, that is our UEFA Champions League. You get what I say? So if we have like a Cavalier team, that's probably the youngest team, you know, in the Caribbean, you know, probably win. I think they're the youngest Caribbean team to win a top flight football in this region. Yeah, having Cavalier playing in the CONCACAF Champions League like what they did, you know, with those youngsters against Cincinnati, that's something to further them. You get what I say? That's something that we want to see. I want to see we move on from not making to the next round, but go to the final. You get what I say? So Cavalier kind of are doing a good model for, you know, their recruiting, you know, but it seems like they have a little stagnant about them. When their players go off, they naturally come back. You get what I say? We don't want the players them to be coming back home. When the players them go wherever they are, you know, whatever trial, some big top leagues, yeah, they need to make it stick. Whenever they're moving to a next level. Just like Boza, you know, from Boystone, yeah, to Slovenia, Belgium, Russia, France. You get what I say?
Yeah.
That's what we need. We need it. And we're not gonna get every player like both of them where I can grab the opportunity there and make use of it. Arnett Garden have a player like I think his name is Warner Brown. You know, when he was at Starts, played for Tivoli in the Premier League. You know, he went to a club, you know, in Slovenia. I think Slovenia, Slovakia, one of those countries, and he found himself back at Arnett Garden. His contract, I don't know if they terminate his contract, but his contract supposed to be up this summer or the other summer. So I don't know what went wrong with him. You get what I mean? So we need to develop youth them so they can properly ready for the highest level in European football, the highest level. So if Alamasia, or the Majorista Academy come and want one of our players, they ready. Them ready. You hear me? I say so.
Yeah.
We need to stop develop the man them to sell the man. If we develop them the right way, then you're gonna get the money. You're gonna get the money. And we can make JPL be one of the top selling league in this region if we do things right. We'll have the local youngsters, them will have local potential. We can help groom them. We can groom them. You get what I say? There's a lot of potential that can sharpen. That they're not the biggest players, but guess what? The potential of them have, it can work on. It can work on. Just manufacture it the proper way. And a lot of people have said the parents have hold back a lot of youths in Jamaica in terms of wanting them to take up them book more. Can't fault them for that. But if we can develop a way through the school where football become something that the youth them have to go through, whatever it is, culturalize it in a school, brother, so it become a part of their life. From there, in the next 100 years or 200 years after, Jamaica can become a football country with the passion of what these other countries have. Yeah? So because, we so hard on colonial system with education and all of that stuff, sometimes we lose a lot of youths because of that way. Rennie Simoy have come here and tell us, look, you can't just force the youth to do something. No. Find out what is that kid passion and help him to enhance that, help him improve in that in that aspect where you want to go. So we can't just run to the ship and say, yo, you need to go be soldier, you need to go be a doctor and all them things. Find out the kid passion, what he want to do. So, you have anything that you want to say, because I'm going to close off and get local stuff prepared for that JPL, that JPL game. I want to, Anik Gardens playing third or fourth game.
Yeah. Just today ending after Premier League season, I think most of the top flight leagues I'm gonna be in, and next to come the FA Cup, United against City, and then the Champions League final, Real Madrid against Dortmund, and then summer, summer, it will be a very busy summer. There's gonna be Copa America, the Euros, transfer market, a lot of stuff, but people, very much appreciate you guys checking in. We basically start this thing last season, the starting of this season, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we start this all of this, YouTube thing last year, we make it to the end.
This talking about the reggaeboyz and European competition and thing there. We started last year, September, I think.
Yeah, start all of this, So we make it to a full season. You could have said this is the first year, very much appreciate people. If you're checking in, don't forget smash up the likes on the video them, this will, show. This is spread the video all over the platform, don't forget smash up the likes.
Yeah, we are on 2 platforms, so Daniel Football Show, that's his name right there, Daniel Football Show. So we stream on both platforms and Nekara Media House, yeah. So you guys can give us the support on both channels, we really appreciate it. As the fan base is growing of what we have experienced last year, September. Remember when we really started this, it all started our own family watching us. Now, people who don't know us, seeing the good work, continues to grow the stream. So I'm really appreciate the amazing support, everyone.
Yeah.
But let's say I say, yo, the youngsters. All right, so I have 2 youngsters that I love to watch whenever I see a Mount Pleasant or a Cavalier team play. Hallgrimson, Busy Atkins, number 10 for Cavalier. I just love that player. How his intelligence of taking on players 1v1. And I think he was away. I think he was in Scandinavia. And he just came back around January, and I think around January back with Cavalier. I love that player. And Cavaliers have so many of those players that I'm looking like, why these players, them players not out of the country? You understand? Like, Busy Atkins is one of the players that is intelligent of taking on players 1v1, is so accurate and precise. His body movement of drawing the defenders towards him, and the drop shoulder we have, he's so quick with that. So I'm just wondering, like, what's going on with like a player like this? Devante Campbell, for Mount Pleasant, another player. He's a next bright talent. He went to Charlton Athletic, for a couple weeks, just to probably get some experience, see what it is to play, how English team prepare, but he's another talent that I'm just hope these players get out of the country as fast as possible. They should be out the door already. You understand? They should be out the door already. Yeah. Cavalier player, but not Jamaican. Jalmaro Calvin. This player, he is so intelligent on how he plays. He's the leading goal scorer for Cavalier this season. His position awareness of dropping into the blind spot where defenders are the deep line midfielder just cannot pick them up. Yeah, he always popped up in some little spots in the box where he just know how to finish it. So he's a very good talent. But Cavaliers have so much young talent. Adrian Reed Jr., I used to watch his dad when his dad was a defender for Portmore. You hear what I say? He is a very, very young, promising youth. But again, his age, him should be looking forward to get out already. That's what we want to see. Getting those players out, expose them to overseas teams, get them overseas markets so teams can actually see the talent. So go back to again. Don't just develop the player them to sell them. Develop the player them to play at the highest level in football, in the bigger, wide scale. When it comes on, Jamaica qualify for the World Cup, we're ready. Even develop them to play in the UEFA Champions League. But I love that player. I love that player. John Mara Calvin. Again, he can improve a lot, but he's one of those you say like a shutter striker, someone that can play as a false nine, can play like a number 10. His position is intelligent to drop into some areas to know where the ball is going to be to finish. Yeah, he's very good on that. But Atkins is a player that, man, when you have a young player like that, 1v1, take on any defender, not scared. Every clubs in Europe want to have the best players in the world who is really good at 1v1. So, I just want, Cavalier to find a new way of getting those players out. I just think it's just not working for Cavalier players when you go to Scandinavia. Like, it's just too cool in Finland, man. Yeah, the youth them come from 80 degrees, 85, sometimes 90, and then we go play in Finland. Like, we have to go find a different way, man. It's hard. Sometimes it's very hard. It's very hard. It's very hard sometimes to get to climatize with that. Get the youth them probably somewhere else, man. But someone said, Calvin need to work on his right foot to that, will help him to become even a better player. Yes. I have been watching that player. He's one of the most.
Yeah, that's something he will able to develop.
Yeah.
Especially if he get to another level, to a different.
Again, at the age, I think he's around 21. He should be doing that already.
Yeah, he should be doing that. That should be something that should be basic in training day to day. Should be kicking the ball with his weakest foot on. But as I say, over time, as a player, you're supposed to start develop those things and work on your weakest point, you know.
And you see the youth academy them in Jamaica. Time and time we see one coach, a coach 20, 25, 30 youths. Can't happen. You need at least 5 supportive staff around him. You get what I say?
Yeah.
You need at least 5 supportive staff around him. You're gonna need like a goalkeeper coach. You're gonna need like a midfielder coach. You're gonna need like a player that going to train you them a forward coach. You're going to need someone that's going to teach them fitness. All of them. You're gonna need like someone to teach them the intelligent part of the game. You need so much coaches around one team. And when I see MLS academies over here training, they just don't have an assistant or a coach. They have a supportive staff. Even the NYFC academy that's playing the Next Generation Cup, MLS Next Generation Cup, they even have, the youth even have a kit man that take care of their jersey. They don't have to do anything. They are a professional. You get what I say? They have a backroom staff for that NYFC under 19 team that's playing in the MLS Next Generation Cup. Yeah, of around 6 to 7 supportive staff from the head coach. You need it. So you can monitor all the players in one coach, just like one teacher at Jamaica primary school that teach 50 at Pitney. How the hell everybody are going to really cooperate? Tell me, when one teacher coach 50 at Pitney. When me, just like the primary school, I 50 at Pitney in my class, brother. You get what I say? My classroom big.
Yeah, but that come down to the board and people, because we know how Jamaica stay. Them try to save as much money as they can. They now go hire 3-4 coach and pay those people. If one person can, if they think, we see this happen, not even jobs, so many things. We know, and plus we Jamaican, we know we love money already, and we probably gonna save as much money we can and just hire one person to do a 10 people job. Yes, I mean,
when we grew up through the system, the youth system, and to Jamaica, and with their boys done, like when Mickey was the coach, do Mickey ever have 3-4 players and 3 more coaches around him? He probably have a second way, probably help come support him now and then.
Yeah, never really have a
just Mickey alone.
Coach. Yeah.
I just Mickey alone. When they are Marvel with Coach Chin or Bling, I just one of them alone. You'll have that look one help, and you'll have that time when the national baller Wayne Palmer will come in and show us. And when this is the thing why it's really important for farmer players to help to become a young coach who can help them. When Wayne Palmer used to come at Marvel to talk to us and show us the different side of football, Wayne Palmer have done it at a high level. And you look up to like Wayne Palmer, whoa, you're learning all these stuff from Wayne Palmer. You get what I mean? So it's massive for farmer players to become coaches as well. You get what I mean? So we need the big supportive staff. We need it. We need a big supportive staff around the youths them. Can't just depend on one coach alone to take care of a bunch of youth with 25-man squad. It just hard. It's just difficult, very difficult for a coach like that alone to do it, bro. Very difficult. Even when I was used to doing coaching with this academy, this private academy in Manhattan, and we're coaching the under 10 and the under 9. It take like 4 of us to monitor 15 youths in the under 10, under 9, 15 players, and it takes us around 4 to 5 coaches to monitor all of them to make sure that they get the proper training, and the understanding. So, but hope it can, continue the progress of where Jamaican football is at. The last time, one more thing, the last time we qualified for a Youth World Cup was that World Cup in Mexico, 2011. I know said that World Cup, it's more at a local youth them qualify for that World Cup. But that show you say the local youth them only can take you to a certain standard. We are gonna need more people. Yeah, we're gonna need more people to come in and enhance that quality and add so the youth them can learn. Because Downswell could only take the youth them to a certain level. You get what I said? Downswell can only bring the youth them to a certain level. Tapa could only bring the national team to a certain level. And Coach Hallgrimson, he only can bring this Jamaica team to a level. After him, we're going to need someone with a brighter mind that's going to come in and make the thing go further and further and further. You get what I say? Craig Butler, him have do more now than where he used to do 10 years ago. Because guess what? Football, I make a lot of progress. It evolved to a way where the way I used to develop in players them 10 years ago, Leon Bailey, them 10 years ago, we saw them develop into a different machine. So you have to work with the time. You get what I'm saying? You have to work with the time, brother. So the last, it's so crazy, man. You know, that squad, man, 2011, you know, just right them, when we hosted the under 17 championship in Mobile, you know, when I think we went to the final with US. I don't remember. I think we went to the final with US, but I know J.S. was the leading goal scorer. But look at that. It's the local youth them that brought us through that World Cup qualified campaign and bring us to Mexico. The youth them, the local youth them. You know, so it can work. That for sure say we have talent, you know, that can work, you know, but then the team there, they really prepare. They really prepare for that. So every time we really prepare for your World Cup, we actually make it. Look at the girls in my prime example, you know, Pooh. The girls are my prime example. You get what I say? The girls are my prime example. They prepare, they see the Marley, the Bob Marley Foundation, everybody help prepare. The coaches, them, Hugh Menzies and Coach Donaldson and them, man, they prepare the team. You get what I say? So, and they make it. So, but people, you know, really appreciate, you know, bless up yourself. You know, bless up yourself, brother. You know, bless up yourself is it. But we are looking for close out now as the Jamaican Premier League is in 15 minutes away. So I'm going to get off the stream because you know the junglers are going to play. So anybody win that game against and Watos, they will get the last Caribbean Cup spot to make it to the CONCACAF Champions League. Mount Pleasant and Cavalier are already in those two qualifying spots. So Anika, they need to get that next spot. Yeah, so we get an extra spot, you know. We get an extra spot. Yeah, man. And
so
you make it.
Because I was saying, you know, why them I play third place? But if that's where it comes in, then that really makes sense.
Yeah, man, we get the next spot, man. So, yeah, if you make it to the CONCACAF Champions League, I think you get around over 150,000 US each club.
Oh,
that's a lot
good.
of money. Yeah. So the money parachute up, you know, from CONCACAF, you know. Yeah, the money. Cavaliers make a food, you know. May I tell you, you know. Yeah, man, Cavaliers make a food. Cavaliers make a food out of
after the third place game, the final keeping? The final?
Yeah, right after.
Okay. All right.
So people, let's up on yourself, you know. Really appreciate the chat. I don't know. I'm going to kick off, you know, the anthem. But yeah, man, Daniel, respect, is it?
Yeah, man.
The champion, and Spagabenz represent for the reggaeboyz, and it's a big event. In a national stadium, some boy, a little team over there, so they better lay down and play them. I saw it going, we a step out with a big star there. Man like Demari Gray, large up yourself. You don't know the things there, see it? We them up on a long chat. You don't know, so I slap up them nets like that, you know. Bobby Reed, Bosa, man like Damian Lowe, Leon Bailey, the star, them for know. Where is them, you know? Them better know. We tell them say them bad team over there, so I'm a bad team over here. So reggaeboyz we over here, so we not afraid of no one. And anything fi happen, I go happen. And if it happen, them fi know say reggaeboyz we are the champion. And bad team over there, so them on a bad team over here. So reggaeboyz we over here, so ever ready for the world. Fight you over buckle, any obstacle we tackle. When make we feel check, no reggaeboyz we score first car. We are not troublemaker, but we are gonna be the fire setter. Any hour that our team prefer. Boy full of words like them on newspaper.